Principles and Practice of Procurement. Unit 3, Identifying Need and Creating Specifications. Section 4, Types of Specification. In this section, we are going to look at the two types of specifications, that's the performance specification and the conformance specification. By the end of this section, we should be able to explain conformance specification and performance specification. With this type of specification, the organization will detail exactly what it is looking out for, exactly what the required product, the parts or the material must consist. The supplier may not know in detail or even at all what function the product we are buying will play in the buying organization's business. It is only the task of the supplier to simply conform to the description the buying organization have provided. So we are saying, as a buying organization, we are saying we want a 4-inch long table, 5-meter width, brown color, with a plastic nail and a rough surface. You, the supplier, do not necessarily have to know what we are going to use the table for or what function the table is going to play in our production process. Your duty is to go according to what has been detailed in the specification document and make sure you give us exactly that. So you are conforming to what we've detailed in our document. You're conforming to what we want in the document. However, with the performance specification, the buying organization will define the functionality or performance to be achieved and the details of key input parameters. However, it is the supplier's responsibility to come up with the product that will perform the function we have detailed or stated in the document. So for instance, as a buying organization, you just go like, okay, we want a table we can use for typing and writing. That is it. As a supplier, it is your responsibility now to go and give us a table we can use to type and write. Once the table you produce is not able to type, we are not able to use the table to type and write, then you failed as a supplier. So the two main differences between the two is that with the conformance specification, the buying organization knows exactly what they want and the details exactly what they want the supplier to supply them. Whereas with the performance specification, the organization would only define the functionality or performance to be achieved and will not go into details what the requirements should consist of. Of course, there are instances which will require the use of performance against conformance specification, as well as instances which will require the use of conformance specifications against performance specifications. It is particularly appropriate to use performance specification in the following instances. 1. When suppliers have greater relevant technical and manufacturing expertise than the buyer, so that the best knowledge is being used and leveraged. When technology is changing rapidly in the supply industry, so that the buyer is not in position to specify yesterday's methodologies. The suppliers are the ones in the market. They are the ones that are working with the materials. They know what is happening, what the trend is in the market. The suppliers are the ones that have the knowledge of the innovative materials coming up. So as a buying organization who knows that your suppliers are in a better position to specify a better requirement than you, obviously it will make sense to let the suppliers do that in order for you to achieve your competitive advantage that you want, as well as cut down costs. Third, when there are clear criteria for evaluating alternative solutions put forward by suppliers competing for the contract. So in your specification documents, you realize suppliers in their tender documents are specifying innovative solutions, better solutions than the one you are even thinking of. Then instead of going with a conformance specification, it's better to go with a performance specification, and where you leave the suppliers to do their innovative things to come up with better solutions than you would have if you go with the conformance specifications, right? And then we're also saying performance specification is appropriate when the buyer has sufficient time and expertise to assess the potential functionality of suppliers' proposals and competing alternatives, particularly if the supplier is using technology which the buying organization is unfamiliar with. By way of summary, we have explained the two main types of specification, the performance specification and the conformance specification. We have also looked at the benefits as well as the merits of using each of the two main specifications. Thank you.